right. We would like to appreciate and thank you all our viewers who are watching us from different parts of the country, from outside the country, and any other part where you are or where you're basing to watch our show. Yensonga. It's a beautiful day, and here once again I'm seated on set with my one and only Mr. Akida. Those who have watched us who have watched our previous shows, when I sit with the gentleman I've mentioned, it is always matters of mental health. Previously, we have seen quite a number of matters concerning mental health. We looked at it. What is it? Its disorder effects, mental health in men, mental health in women, and all other aspects all related to mental health. Today, we come in with another version of mental health. What's that? We have seen quite of other related issues of mental health disorder coming in schools. And our question tonight is mental health crisis in schools. How are we going to calm down the effect? What is it? What could be the cause? And anyway, schools are schools. How ready can they get on board so that they can manage such things from happening, from affecting learners, to an extent even some students losing their life. So here on set, I'm with Mr. Akida. I want to welcome you on the show.
Thank you so much.
It has been a long time.
Yeah,
people have been missing this show. More so our friends who are so conversant with English shows. They always say, hey, there was a show, but I used to tell them that please, anytime from now, we are just updating something and we are coming back.
And we are back.
In a new style. Anyway, you're welcome. Say hi to our viewers and then we wait our start.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Christopher. And I send my greetings to the viewers, our end consumers of Hack Show. Be aware. When we are here, it is the matter to do with the mental health, as he said. Yeah.
Okay.
My name is mr.Akida, as usual, for those who are new to us today.
Good. And anytime you see me with him, just know it is Hack Show. Be aware. Hack Show. Be aware. And what are you getting aware? It is all about mental health. Today, mental health crisis in schools. Now, let's start from there. Do we have incidences that are out on board for our viewers to know what a mental health effect can get to the worst part of in schools?
Oh yeah, when we talk of mental health in schools, today it's a crisis. I think you chose a right topic, mental health crisis in schools. Recently we have seen media reports about a certain school in Mukono, Seta High, where a student committed suicide after he allegedly asked for money from his parents, 2 million shillings, Ugandan shillings. And when the parents failed to give him that money, the end results was committing suicide inside the school dormitory. That's not enough. Even before that incident, we also had media reporting about a school pupil, a primary kid. The one for Setai was a secondary school student. Now this is a pupil who committed suicide after his parents forced him to take a shower, just bathing. Parents told him, go and bathe after playing football. He refused. They stopped. The next day they told him, go and bathe. And I think he saw it was becoming too much on him. And the end result was ending his life for committing suicide. And we have also seen similar cases in higher institutions of learning, in universities. Chambogo University in Uganda tops the list of universities that have majority or big number of suicide and attempted suicide cases. I'm happy with the Chambogo University. Recently, I think about 3-4 years ago up to now, they have come up with measures to combat cases of suicide and attempted suicide. They have incorporated mental health into their curriculum. Recently I visited them through an organization called Lay Mindfulness. They have got an association or a club called Lay Mindfulness Association of Chambogo University, which goes through the university. They coordinate with the University Department of Counseling and Guidance. So they go creating awareness about mental health, suicide, and through that they have managed to at least reduce or address challenges of mental health, particularly suicide.
Suicide.
Yeah.
Now, thank you for that. I think our viewers are now getting to see the effect, the sad part or the bad part of the mental health crisis in schools we are talking about. Now, let's look at these children, at the students. You know, asking something as a student, as a learner, and someone says no, be your parent, be your teacher. We can say to a great extent may not cause someone to lose their life. Are we seeing some accumulation, some effect as a mental health disorder in this person's mind, that this has looked as a discourse while the environment in school?
Oh yeah,
are we seeing like what could be building this in students?
Yeah, that is so much, and it is not even a public secret. Recently, that was on Friday.
On Friday,
this very week.
Okay.
The New Vision newspaper published a story indicating that 17.6% of school-going children are battling mental health disorders.
I beg your pardon on the statistics?
Statistics shows that 17.6% of school-going children are battling mental health disorders. And what is causing that? According to Professor Helen Weissing, a report that was published by New Vision, because they were quoting a research report by Professor Helen Weissing and other partner institutions. They show that most of the children, or many young children at a tender age, they wake up very early in the morning, go to school. There is that academic pressure.
Yeah, at school.
So they are battling mental health issues because one, lack of enough sleep. And then there is also that academic pressure. Someone, imagine a child of like 3-4 years waking up very early at 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m., sitting on a border, and they are taking that baby, young baby, to school. Do you think that person is going to study when he enters into a class? Do you think even before leaving home, he had or she had had enough sleep?
Not really.
Absolutely
no.
So the chances of this little boy or little girl battling mental health disorders, especially the disorder of insomnia. Insomnia is caused by lack of enough sleep or even having a bad sleep, is high. Then you take him even to the academic part of it, exams. There is mid-term, end of term, and some schools have made it a habit. They have got what we call streams.
Yes.
These group students according to their academic abilities.
Yes.
You find stream A, there are these bright students. Stream B, there are those who are neither bright nor down there. Then there is stream C
for
those who are trying. I don't want to use the words of my former teacher. He used to tell some people that when you came here to grow fat, to grow big, eat and grow. No, I don't want to use those words because somehow they are stigmatizing in nature.
Yeah.
But you can see how even schools are helping in driving mental health disorders among learners. And then we have some teachers, of course, they may not be all, but they are there, who look at the learners, like he knows your background, you come from a humble background, and then he makes it
a point of reference.
Every time you do something,
look at this one.
How your mother says on the street.
Like you, why you do not concentrate?
Someone looks at the type of a shoe you're putting on, they refer to it. Such kind of abuses, they have a psychological, emotional, and mental effect on learners.
All right. At that very point, I want also to remind you that our sponsors are the Dinko Real Estates and Property Management Limited. They are opposite the Kabaka's Lake in Ruvaga division. They are telling you that don't build any rental, any apartment, any mall, and you also suffer with also collecting money as well as rent fee from the tenants. Please build and leave the stress, leave the rest to them. They will collect your money and then hand it in over to you in peace and on time. They don't explain, they don't say anything. Big up MD Derek Mwanje just for everything you're doing to see that you make ends meet. At that very point, what should the schools do to make sure that we don't, or we reduce anyway, such incidences of mental health crisis in students?
That is a very interesting question.
Yeah.
Because you have seen that schools are in one way or the other, directly or indirectly,
causing
these effects among learners. So what should they do?
What should they do?
How can we support schools to address mental health issues?
Yeah.
As I said at the beginning of this show, I told you how Chambogo University has come up with measures to address cases of suicide and attempted suicide among its students. Schools need to incorporate mental health into their curriculum. Let's have time within our schedule, just like we have break time and games time in the evening. Let's also indicate somewhere time where we meet these learners, talk to them about mental health, create awareness.
Yeah.
If we do that, we incorporate mental health in our curriculum, in schools, at all levels. Because we have seen pupils in primary committing suicide, secondary the same, and it's worse at the university. Let's tell them what they should do. Let them know how they can deal with disorders like anxiety, fears, stress, and depression. And then secondary, we need to also create public awareness among the teachers, among the parents, and among members of the community. These parents, some of them are abusive at home as well. There is a gender-based violence, domestic violence. Let's talk to them and tell them that whatever happens at home affects
also the children.
Whatever happens home affects these people's, they affect these people or the learners mentally. Let's tell the teachers that the words you use in class can either positively affect or negatively affect the learner. We have learners with special needs.
Yeah, they are there.
Someone has a hearing impairment. You have to pose a question to the learners. This person doesn't even listen, doesn't put up his hand. Instead of getting close to him and say, Mr. Kasuja, why is your hand not up? Immediately,
you come in with a stick. Yeah.
Immediately came. It's not that this person didn't know the answer. It's not that they don't want to answer, but they didn't hear the question so well because they are having a healthy condition which is hearing
impairment.
So let's tell our teachers what they should do. Let's tell them to remain professional and on the words they do it, they use. And then thirdly, let's have mental health clubs.
Yes, in the schools.
In the schools.
I think I have not seen any for the time. I have been a student anyway for some good years. Up to now, I still got some schools. I have not seen this. I think they are not here minding much about such.
Mental health is real, but many people have not realized it.
Yes.
In our previous shows, I told you about the stereotyping in mental health, where people still think that it is witchcraft, it is what?
Yeah, madness.
So that's why you're not seeing many associations, many clubs coming up for mental health. But now it is known because you have seen these cases happening in our schools. Then let us start up mental health clubs. And it's this point that I encourage the NGOs, CSOs that deal with the mental health and the government itself. That let's go outside. Let's move out of our AC conditioned offices. Let's go these schools. Let us start up these clubs and fund them. We can leverage on the little resources we have. We go outside there, start up these clubs, support them with the reading materials. Let a pupil, let a student know, if I'm battling depression, what do I need to do? Who do I need to speak to? How do I even prevent or avoid being stressed? Then the fourth point, when I was still schooling, we used to have the senior men and the senior women. Did you have them in your high school?
Yes, we had. Then we used to just tell us how to shower.
They would tell you how to shower, how to cut your fingernails.
We should wash our panties, stockings. We shouldn't put them when they are wet. Those are the things.
Those are the things that they were
told.
So can we use the same people? Can we use offices like the counselors in schools? There are some schools that have counselors. They have the counseling departments. Let's have them in our schools. Just like we had the senior men and the senior women. Let's also have the counselors in schools. Or we can empower our senior men and senior women in schools. We empower them with information about mental health. So that our pupils, our students, instead of committing suicide, they can have where to run to when they have problems. You are stressed, you're depressed, you have anxiety, there is examination pressure, you fear your parent. No, your parent said if you fail, if you get a retake, they cover them. So this person gets a retake, and a retake is not the end of life.
It's not.
But because we lack information, we have not enabled in creating awareness. They end up committing suicide. They end up battling these disorders. But if there are avenues like the counselors I've talked about, this person will not get affected. They will know, I'm experiencing this. Then let me run to a school counselor. Let me call this. There are toll-free numbers for these NGOs, but people don't know about them. Let's also tell them, because some schools have got a call booth. Let the student go there, call that toll-free number, talk to a counselor, and their problem can be solved. And that is the best way we can address mental health crisis in schools, support schools also to address the same crisis.
And again, as Haki Show, we do the public awareness. We create awareness about it. So please, Haki Show Yensonga, it's me once again, Hak, your host for Haki Show Be Aware, and your Leonard Kamujisha Akida told me every time I mentioned the name I should finish and add Akida. I don't know why, but I got it well. Every time I mention, I have to say. Now, you have really seen how such a crisis can make us lose quite, young lives, and these are really innocent people. But as a result of what we do, the environment we create, the things, the situation at home, and so forth at school, you're this, how can you perform like this? Has really made us land into issues and problems. Now, here on this show, we have been clear. Please, these learners are also human beings. Be aware of the things that cause such problems. Let's find solutions of how we can reduce such things in children to avoid them losing their lives. We love them. We want to see them grow and prosper. But again, we are losing them over things that we can manage. Haki Show Be Aware, we are here to tell you what should be done. We show you the effect. We also tell you how to avoid it. Mr. Akida,
yes, please.
Your closing remarks as we close today's show.
My closing remarks to everyone that is watching this show: we are all candidates of mental health disorders. Including even the person telling you this. Because I also go through stress at a certain point.
At first, it is madness.
It can be financial stress. It can be work stress. We are all candidates of mental health disorders. So what do we need to do? Let's create a conducive environment for people. Let's be our brothers' keepers. Create an environment in that if Kasuja is battling something, he feels free to tell me, he finds solace in me. We used to say, take it to Jesus in prayers. But then the first Jesus is the person that is next to you.
Your immediate.
Because you are not going to meet Jesus physically. You can walk to the cross, but you will not see him physically.
Yeah.
You will see him spiritually.
Yeah.
So there is this Jesus next to you. Walk to him, speak to him, say, I'm battling this and this.
Yeah.
He's going to be of help. Then to you, a person now who they are coming to, be your brother's keeper. Be secretive.
Yes.
If someone tells you I'm battling this, don't move around.
You're not telling people. Yeah.
Have that confidentiality within you. If that one is done, we create a good environment, then these cases are going to reduce. We may not solve them totally, but at least we shall have saved a life or many lives.
Yes.
And lastly, I urge you to keep sharing these links, these videos, the clips you're going to receive. Keep sharing them widely because you do not know who needs to listen to it. One of the challenges we are facing as a mental health advocates is lack of access to information. People lack information about these things. Now you that you have gotten a chance to watch this video, don't stop it with you. Spread it everywhere. You do not know. Someone may be wanting to commit suicide this afternoon.
Yeah. But on
the
hearing,
next evening, the next morning. But on hearing, on listening, on watching this clip, then they get to know, I have been battling this. And if I speak up, if I visit a counselor, if I talk to a friend, if I talk to my spouse, I'll be relieved. Remember, we said that a problem shared is a problem solved.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And we hope to catch up.
It has been your senior mental health journalist. You stopped me of saying specialists because those are doctors.
The specialists are those people of the professions in mental health.
Yeah. So I've been with your mental health journalist, Mr. Akida Kamjisha, and your host, Happy Christopher Kasuja, my name. Until we meet in the next show, you have heard everything. Mental health crisis in schools has been our topic today. How to solve it, you have heard. Watch the show. Once you get it, share to friends, share to everyone, share to your neighbor, share to your family member, country mate, and so on, so that we can have this reduced. Until we meet again, for now, bye-bye.